Tommy Lasorda once said, "The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination," and you would be hard-pressed to find a player with more grit and determination than Steve Yeager. In 1972, a 23-year-old Yeager looked to have a shot at being on the Dodgers' opening day roster. But the day before the season started, the team claimed veteran catcher Dick Dietz off waivers, a move that would force the rookie to be optioned back to AAA Albuquerque, where he would resume his minor league career with a new manager, Tommy Lasorda. Stephen Wayne Yeager was drafted by the Dodgers on June 6, 1967, and became one of the many prized prospects in the Dodgers minor league system.
One of the things that I found out that in spring training, the pitchers, when they were having bullpen sessions, actually started to wager, seeing if they could throw a ball past Steve Yeager as he was catching them in bullpens. And they couldn't, and that irritated them, because Steve's whole thing was he never wanted to have to turn his back to the pitcher and go get the baseball. It didn't matter if it was low, it didn't matter if it was inside, outside, if it was high. Steve Yeager just did not ever want to turn his back to a pitcher and have to go retrieve the baseball.
Yeager earned a reputation for his toughness early in his career. In the first inning of a minor league game with the Bakersfield Dodgers in 1969, a collision with a base runner at home plate fractured his leg. But Steve would remain in the game, unaware of the severity of his injury. It wouldn't be the last time he would be playing through pain. After being teased with getting his shot at the show, Yeager spent the majority of the 1972 season with Tommy in Albuquerque. But an injury to Dick Dietz, the catcher who had stalled Yeager's big league career, would force the Dodgers to call him up in August of '72. He would stay in the majors with the Dodgers for 14 seasons.
You know, he wore that uniform for 14 years, and he always wore that uniform with pride, and especially loved putting on the catching gear, because he loved his ability behind the plate. It didn't matter who he was playing, where he was playing, especially during the summertime in Cincinnati or St. Louis. He was in there day game after a night game. He knew how good he was. We all knew how good he was, and there was no reason why he couldn't catch as many games as he did, and he did. He was just a gamer.
Yeager was a symbol of resilience, a player whose presence behind the plate was both reassuring and formidable. His bat was strong. So too was his voice, the volume of which earned him the nickname Boomer. His courage was inspiring, and his leadership made him irreplaceable. He was a defensive general, directing the great pitching staff on the field.
Well, I don't think there was ever a better catcher than Stevie. As a pitcher, when you're relying on a guy to block a ball, make a throw, tag somebody, there were great catchers all over, but I still don't think I ever threw a ball to anybody that could track it down better than Steve Yeager.
Steve's fearless approach to the game showcased his dedication to the team's success. You would be hard-pressed to find a better example of that fearlessness than this play at the plate in the 1974 World Series.
1-1. High fly ball to shallow, medium center, and he should come home and score. Wynn makes one throw, and Ferguson took it with the better arm. The throw! They got him! Oh, what a play!
And you can see what that play developing, because Steve was blocking home plate, which you could in those days. And you know there's going to be a collision. It was just hoping that nobody got hurt. It was a classic play, a classic throw, a classic tag, and it was a classic exhibition by Steve Yeager hanging onto the ball. You know he got hit hard, but he stayed in the game. And I know he was hurting, but that's the kind of player he is.
Yeager would continue to show his toughness for years to come. Whether it was home plate collisions, freak broken bat accidents, or day games after a night game, Yeager was never absent from the Dodger lineup for very long. In 1981, Yeager's defensive prowess and clutch hitting were pivotal in the Dodgers' quest to win their first World Series title since 1965. With the series with the Yankees tied at 2 games apiece, the Dodgers were down by a run in the 7th. before Pedro Guerrero and Steve Yeager hit back-to-back home runs off Yankees ace Ron Guidry.
Yankees beat us in 77 and 78. In 81, they started out 2 games ahead, and all of a sudden we caught fire and won 4 games in a row. But that home run right there really set the tone, and it seemed like somebody on the team always did that in order for us to win. And Steve, when they hit that big home run, you saw the smile on his face coming back in the dugout because everybody was happy for him.
The Dodgers would hold on for a 2-1 win and end up finishing off the Bronx Bombers in Game 6 for their 5th World Series title. 3 Dodgers would be named World Series MVP: Ron Cey, Pedro Guerrero, and Steve Yeager.
Steve meant a lot to us, and when he came up with the big hits at the biggest time that you can have in the playoffs and the World Series, we were very, very happy for him. And for us to see him come through in the World Series and be one of the MVPs of the '81 World Championship was really kind of full circle for us because he'd worked so hard behind the plate.
Boomer retired as a player after finishing off the 1986 season with the Seattle Mariners, but returned to the Dodger organization as a minor league coach and later as a catching instructor, where he shared the knowledge that he had gained over the years as a player from the great Roy Campanella all the way up the line.
This guy loves the catchers. He loves the catching position. He'll do and talk and spend all day with catchers, talking catching. Loves that, and this guy loves the Dodgers, and he bleeds blue, and he would talk about the history of what it meant to be a Dodger catcher and the legacy of what that meant. From Campy to Johnny Roseboro to Steve Yeager to Mike Scioscia to Mike Piazza to Russell Martin, and then to find myself as part of that line. Steve always made sure I knew how special that was.
As a member of the Dodgers Legends alumni, Steve has continued to share his love for the team and make an impact on the surrounding community. His dedication, love for the game, and unwavering commitment to Dodger Blue will continue to inspire future generations of players and fans.
I heard about the award, and I was very happy. What he meant to this organization and coming up and really developing into one of the top-notch catchers in baseball and dedicating himself and playing with pain, which he did, is really kind of something because he went the extra mile. Steve was not only a teammate of mine, Steve Yeager was like a brother that I never had. I couldn't be happier that he's getting this award.
We are certain that Tommy Lasorda would approve of the choice of this year's recipient of the award with his name on it, because without a doubt, Steve Yeager bleeds Dodger blue.